Good morning, all. I am Dr. Puneet on behalf of School of Computer Science and Engineering, Poornima University. I would like to welcome all the guests and the speaker of today's session, Mr. Somil Vijay, is the lead solution architect, Scalable Technologies. So first, I
Thank
would
you.
like to introduce Somil Vijay. Mr. Somil is a technology expert focused on delivering business impact and deriving technological innovation. His area of expertise includes the product development using Microsoft technologies. So welcome, Somil sir. Hand over to you.
Thank you, Puneet sir. So let me start by sharing my screen. Uh, why are we here? We all are here because we all think there is a huge potential for us and for our career in future as an IT professionals. And so what's the agenda? The agenda is a 6-pointer agenda for this small presentation. Why anybody needs to do engineer, to become an engineer? Why world needs engineering? What are the benefits of engineering, especially from perspective of an engineer? What good things and engineering brings to a human life? Why computer science stream? Why do we need computer science as an engineering? Then we'll talk about emerging trends in IT. What are the new trends that are emerging in IT? Then why building software is important? Why world cares about building softwares? Why softwares are important for the entire world? And how to select a good engineering college. So these are the 6 points that I will cover shortly. So now I start with this quote from Albert Einstein. And it's a very important quote. And it says that scientists investigate that which already is, engineers create that which has never been. So why engineering is important? Because an engineer is always satisfied, or I would say he's satisfied for his work, but he's never satisfied with his creation. So when you are always creating, you are the most happiest. And that's what this quote is all about. Scientists investigate, find out, discover, unearth various things in life, in world, in cosmos. Engineers are the ones who actually create things, who build new things. And what more happiness can you have other than creating new things? So as an engineer, engineering gives you that power. It empowers you. Now, moving on to the benefits of engineering, and especially from somebody from the engineering graduation perspective, that what it actually brings along. If you become a good engineer, what it brings and adds to your life. So these are the points. So like great job satisfaction, of course, every day when you are creating something new, you are solving new problems, facing new challenges, and then those challenges after a lot of hard work, when they get solved, the kind of satisfaction it gives you, no other. I would suggest only medical profession can give you the similar kind of joy, where you are able to save lives. Here you are creating new things. And even in medical engineering, medical stream also, a lot of things are happening good because of high quality engineering, like medical instruments and other things. Then you always have a multiple career opportunities as an engineer. You start on the technical front, then you can actually become a business analyst. You can, if you are good at understanding the business scenarios, you can become a good BPM engineer, business process manager kind of a scenario. Then of course, if you have the capabilities and you really want to grow as an entrepreneur, you can always become a better entrepreneur. If you look at the history of Indian big time entrepreneurs, or even the top CEOs, the world, they're all engineering graduates. You start with Satya Nadella from Microsoft. You have Ajay Bakshi from Mastercard CEO. You have Narayan Murthy. You have Shiv Nadar from HCL. These are all Sundar Pichai from Google. These are all engineers. They're fundamentally engineers. And I'll tell you in the next slide why engineering helps you become what they have become. Then of course, intellectual development. You start think in the right direction. It helps you understand that why are we making things and how it actually impacts the life of the people. course, as I already said, that challenging, no boring work. Since you are always being challenged to create new things, daily, mundane, repetitive tasks are usually not part of your engineering work life cycle. It helps you become better. Then, of course, helping hand of society. I can give you a very good example of helping hand of society is Arogya Setu app that has come around in COVID scenarios. This was made by some Google engineer, but eventually it was not made for profit. It was made purely for contact tracing, and how much satisfaction Google and their engineers would have find it. Of course, it was made for government of India. Then, of course, financial security. That is, we need daily bread. We need financial security in our life. If you are an engineer and you are a good engineer, you are able to support your family. You are able to give them what they deserve as a family. And since you have multiple career opportunities, you can always look out for challenges and meet them, and of course help yourself financially, and of course reputation. An engineer is always, a good engineer is always respected in the society, because he is always, again, it's the same thing. You are always creating something new. People always respect when you are creating something new. You are part of solution rather than a part of problem. If you look at the history of mankind, it's always been engineers who have helped society move ahead, and those are the people you remember. Then scientific and technological discoveries. This is purely exploration part, where you explore. So explorations like clouds, like cloud computing, like artificial intelligence, blockchain, and constantly discovering, challenging yourself, discovering new heights, discovering new arenas for development, finding feet on the advanced technologies. Those kind of things really gives a lot of excitement and meaning to a very successful career. So what is the career? Let's talk a little bit, couple of minutes on what is the career. So career is never like a sprint. One should not treat the career like a sprint. It should be treated more like a marathon. It's a 35-40 years long journey. You be a top grade CEO, be a manager, be an entrepreneur, a long-term marathon. And all these points which I've mentioned here, these all points should get weighted sometime or the other. There may be a time when you are only looking for a job satisfaction. There may be a time in future when you will be looking only for financial security. But over a period of time, you should actually try and strive to achieve all these points in your career. And engineering really helps you get these points embedded into your career. So these are the benefits of engineering that I see, and I have seen in my 15 years of career. I have achieved most of them. Few are still pending, but one day or the other, I will get them. I as an individual, as a professional, I'm always looking for challenging work that helps me in great job satisfaction. That is one of the mantra that really helps me keep always moving ahead and finding new fields. Now, this is a very special quote from Steve Jobs. This is also pinned in my bedroom. Probably this is what I think is going to be a future of human society. Everyone should know how to program a computer because it teaches you how to think. So one difference I find between software engineering, the people who are engineers, be it software, be it mechanical, be it chemical, or any discipline. When you are an engineer, it tells you how to think correctly. Everybody is able to think. That's not a problem. But how many of us are able to think it correctly? So engineering discipline teaches you how to think correctly. This is probably the most important slide in my entire presentation, because we are talking about benefits of engineering. We are talking about perks of engineering. To understand that as an engineer, you start thinking a step ahead, probably at next level, and that's when you start creating value for yourself among your peers. It tells you how to systematically disestimate a problem, how to break a problem, how to create more atomic problems out of a bigger problem and solve one by one. So as I said in previously, engineering helps you be part of solution rather than part of problems. Most of the professions are basically part of problems. Engineering is one profession where you are part of solution rather than part of problem. So now, so this is one thing that you really have to think about before deciding on your future career. That do you really want to become part of solution? You want to start thinking very critically about every problem that you face and how to solve it. So now let's move on to computer science. Why computer science? What are the various emerging trends in computer science? And so these are the things that you can easily find on any. You just do a simple Google or Bing search, and you will find all these solutions. So why I have added it here? Because I want to talk few things which are at the bottom of the stack. Something like low-code development, progressive web apps. So what are these? These are the new trends that are slowly emerging. And as I predict, 10 years down the line, you will see low-code development, progressive web apps, probably having the highest chunk of the work. As of now, as of today, artificial intelligence, machine learning are the most hot topics, and people are doing amazing work. I know kids who are developing robotic solutions, developing very, very intelligent solutions, solving problems which were considered as black magic 20-25 years back. Today, those are the problems that people are solving. Then we have automation. Automation is actually the need of the hour, and in my personal opinion, even more than artificial intelligence, because today the business industry is looking to do work smartly. And how do you work smartly? By building smart tools. What do smart tools do? They fundamentally automate a lot of work for you. The kind of work that was done on papers, if they can be digitized. A simple thing like payment processing is a part of automation. You do a small Paytm, you pay somebody 50-60 rupees or any amount of money through Paytm or through your credit card rather than using cash. It is a part of automation. Now you don't have to go to ATM, fetch the cash, keep it with you, then give it to somebody who gives back some change, and then you have to manage that change into your pockets. So that the entire process is now being automated through digital payment system. Then we of course have blockchain. Blockchain is emerging, though it is a little heavy infrastructure centric solutions, but I suppose in coming years we will have a lot of opportunities in blockchain also. Then one of my favorite fields, IoT. So now IoT is nothing but a lot of sensors giving out data, and you need big time data solutions at the back end to ingest that data, make a meaning out of this data. So IoT is something that is going to see a huge trend in future. Not just building IoT solutions, but also building intelligent business solutions on top of data captured by IoT devices. So what good it would be a small Raspberry Pi sensor if its data is not consumed and delivered to the business managers, business stakeholders to make better decisions. A simple thing like an IoT device fitted into a car where it is giving GPS data. If it is not good, it is of no value if I get that data, but I do not have an app at the back end where somebody can look at those data and can find the location of its vehicle, his or her vehicle. So creating business applications around that data is as important as the technology itself. So a lot of things will happen on the business side of the thing also. Similarly for AI things, you build AI, but what do you build AI upon? What do you build machine learning models upon? You fundamentally build them on the top of your data. How do you capture data? When business works on a particular applications, then those data are captured. And then you build those machine learning models or artificial intelligence models on top of that. So everything written here, if it does not support business, so that is always going to be there. You have to create value for business. Continuous delivery and deployment, this is coming up big, where you need very agile and very lean scenarios, lean framework for building your applications, deploying it on the cloud or on the infrastructure. Then progressive web apps, this is something very, very unique. Not new, but I would say, but pretty unique. Companies like Google, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, they are all banking on these scenarios. They are able to create very rich, high quality web apps to be consumed by the end users. And then of course is the low code development, which I predict that coming 4-5 years from now, you will see a lot of boom in low code development. Currently, there are a lot of tools. They are not yet mature that enough. Maybe 5 years from down the line, they will become so mature. And those tools are not just from some open source community. They are being built by companies like Oracle, companies like Google, Microsoft. They all have their own low code framework. In Google environment, we see Flutter. Flutter is nothing but a low code framework where you can just drag and drop and create your Android application. Similarly, in Microsoft domain, you have Power Automate and desktop servers. You just drag and drop, the entire business solutions are created. So those are the low code frameworks. So these are the emerging trends in computer science. Now, as I've been repeating time and again, why are we doing this? What connects all? Why are we building software? Why should anybody care? So these are the basic 3 points that I consider. First is the human and social needs, something like Arogya Setu app, Gmail, WhatsApp. So these are the apps where companies are not earning profit out of it, or maybe earning profit out of it, but not by direct means. But they are more required by the human and the society in general. Then business needs, softwares like Microsoft Dynamics CRM, SAP. These are the 2 famous softwares the world knows about. Then we have Finacle. Finacle is a software developed by Infosys, probably used by almost all Indian banking system, especially all the government banking system is entirely on Finacle. So Finacle is a proper business banking ERP system made in Java language. Again, next comes the explorations. So this is very interesting. This is where things really get interesting for computer science engineering. We have 2 softwares like NASA Java Pathfinder. This Java Pathfinder is basically a small utility written by NASA engineers, written in Java language, deployed over Curiosity rover, which is currently running on Mars. So and then they have this geometric manipulation protocol, which is entirely written in C++. So these are all the reasons why we are building softwares. And now, the important point from my audience's perspective, what are the various points we should really think about before getting selecting the college? How promising is the placement policy? That is the reason why we are working. That is the financial aid eventually. The financial aspect of my previous presentation, low student to faculty ratio, internship and research opportunities. So what kind of MOUs has the college signed up with the leading IT or technological organizations. So this is very important, because until you don't have this in today's world, if a college doesn't have this kind of inclination where they are ready to invest, ready to put the resources into the right place, you won't get the value out of what your investment is into your education. And internship, research opportunities are very, very, very important, probably the most important, because then you get what is the gap. Then only then you will understand what is required by the world, what we need to build that world cares about. Then, is the curriculum engaging enough, or is it just a little mundane kind of boring kind of curriculum? Is it interesting enough, which has correct mix of theoretical concept and practical concepts? Practical concepts further again divided into fun activities and projects. And are those projects and activities properly measured or not? Are we given the right feedback at the right time or not? Clubs and activities within your interest. Again, this is very important for everybody. We cannot keep working all day long. We need those kind of environment where we can relax and enjoy our life. Do we have a proper infrastructure from the health and wellness perspective? Do we have proper dispensaries in case of medical emergencies? What kind of scenarios are there? So again, I am an engineer of 15 years experience. I am thinking what all problems can come into the future, and from that perspective I have written this. So health and wellness for me is very important. Do we have very clean infrastructure? Hostels are neat and tidy. They have proper arrangement, fooding arrangement, proper sanitization, and everything. And again, as I put the last point again, the first point and last point, what are your career and placement services? So I put the point at the top, at the bottom, because that is very important. And right in the middle is, for me, is internship and the research opportunities. So these are the points that I believe one should look into before deciding on what college they should select, why engineering, what IT engineering will bring to your life, will add value to your life. So that's it from my side. So thank you.